What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and we're still not feeling 100%, but look, I thought I had to bring this video to you guys. Terra Luna up over nearly 80% on the day. We're going to talk about in this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for all of your Terra Luna content, and let's jump into this one. So like I said, you can see on this chart, we've had a really nice pump all from yesterday morning, going from the 1037, nearly doubled its price. It's on its way to nearly 100% up, which is huge, and I guess a lot of people started to talk about it. A lot of people trying to understand exactly why. So look, we're going to try and talk about it in this video. And equally, if there is still some hope and whether it is just actually just investors pumping this. So we do have the Terra station, which, if you don't know, this is where all the kind of voting rights on the governance tokens that support Terra Luna are coming. So this is where we're seeing all the proposals in how you can fix the network or burn the network. And we've had 3 new ones drop on. So we've got the strips to the Ringu Poly DeFi project for switching to Luna V2, a complete confidence restoration plan with no forking, and a proposed recovery plan. So I thought it'd be interesting if we have a look at these. So you can see here on the proposed recovery plan with the appreciation for @Duquan and Terraform Labs and the work they have done on behalf of the community. The governance proposal calls for the following actions: steps to save the Terra blockchain protocol and accompanying software, Luna Coin, UST Coin, community related projects, the community attribute holders, and the governance community in its current form, and any aspects of which the governance community would be considered having authority over or in, and in the degree that they have authority over or not. So basically what it's saying is that they want to move the ownership kind of to the entire community. The proposal has also had impact on the ability to recover Luna and UST value over the mid to long term. Finalized proposal text here, and then it gives us the voting rights. So it hasn't had the best start to it. It ends in 3 days, but this is ultimately what they're saying is they remove the right to the blockchain and ownership from Duquan and Terraform Labs and put it into the hands of the community. So whether this is proposed by validators, we can see here that there's basically not many people have voted for it. It's only on the community-based vote. So it's going to be a hard one on that one. So we also got this one. So the Binance CEO advised the project to pay back debts to burn the Luna. Proposal introduced tax to burn Luna. The introduction of debt restructure and repayment program to begin collateralizing UST version 2 in a follow-on network upgrade, and to provide funding for the community projects based on performance. Efforts will be concentrated on increasing utility so that taxes can have a meaningful impact. So this is a dead interesting one, actually, that there's a tax on the UST and on Luna, which then is burned, and it will also then, I guess, a little bit like we see in the DeFi space with reflections and going into LP and marketing wallets, etc. You don't normally get that on kind of core blue chip blockchain projects, but actually a tax that then kind of goes to start to build back the blockchain and put some in reserve as well, which I think is actually a really interesting concept. But I think ultimately what do the community want? The community want to burn the tokens on the current blockchain and start to increase the price. And what's really interesting is that we have seen that the community are sending tokens to a burn address and burning tokens, which also could be why it's driving the price right now, that the community itself are burning tokens. So that's a dead interesting one. And then the final one, we're proposing a 1% or so distribution of the Luna V2 to port the Ringu Poly DeFi project from the Polygon blockchain to Luna Ringu DeFi. 750 plus community members on its Discord and more than its Telegram. It's a fork of Ring, Thor, Power, and Strong nodes on Matic, while other types of DeFi are present on the Terra DAAS. So it spends a little of something to help us port the project over here. 9% of the Ringo pooled treasury is now in Luna V1 Classic. So, you know, invested in it before, they want thinking of moving it over and switching to this Luna V2. So all kind of dead interesting projects. We still have, obviously, the main one I think everybody wants, which needs to get to this core point, which is burning the UST and really pumping the price. And actually, these other 3 voting rights are really interesting because they are going to support what they want to do, which is keep the original blockchain, but then pump the price on it and certainly start to get the price back up to where it is. I think the last time I looked, UST was down at $0.05. So really interesting. The Terra Builder Alliance, the rebirth of Terra Network, which we all thought which is the fork one, has obviously gone well through that point and is in its kind of second round of voting. So what I find interesting though, when we see things like this pump, is everybody starts to talk about it. So Watcher Guru, just in, Luna is up 75% in the past 24 hours. You can see there 19,288 was the price it comes up. And then what's dead interesting is then you start to see everything. So this is just on the hashtag Luna, and it is everywhere all over Twitter. So, you know, you've got people thinking, okay, I want to get in onto this project. And I think it just starts to really move the price on it. And we can see again, even it's had a bit of a sell-off, is now starting to pump again. So who knows where this one's going to go. I think the important part on one side is the voting rights, what we're going to do, the governance part of it, and whether it forks or not. I think that's a dead interesting point. And it does feel like more and more people are wanting to get in to save Luna and keep that kind of version 1 classic Luna going. Does feel a little bit on the other side. You've got Duquan and Terraform Labs that really want to move into this fork and fork the to version V2. It's going to be dead interesting. A lot of people said it was done. A lot of people said it was over. I think this is just getting started. It's going to be a really interesting point over the course of the next couple of weeks where we see where this goes. I think the community want to go one way. The TerraPod Labs want to go the other way. Ultimately, for me anyway, I think it should always go the way the community wants to go, as long as it's financially sustainable and equally then can be maintained over a long period of time. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one to see. But fact of the matter is, Luna on its way to nearly 100% up on the day. Who knows where it's going to end up? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Where will it end up on today's price? Are we going to see 150% pump? But if you got in at the bottom, you're making some decent cash. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for the support. As always, I'll see you in the next video.